This was quite a process, as you can imagine. And when they said they because it takes so much to put a show on, and yet they've worked extra hard and done things outside of class to make it work, and I just couldn't be happier for them. So we'll take some questions.
Who came up with the title and the story idea?
Maybe I should have said how.
Yeah, so for the story idea, we wanted to think of something that was relevant to us, so we decided on high school life, and especially the transition from like high school senior to college freshman. And so we wrote a play all about change and how people change. And as for the title, we wanted to think of a fancy way to say that change is going to happen regardless. And so the fruitlessness of quiescence means the pointlessness of staying the same.
We looked up a lot of words. Yeah, we looked up words and then clicked on all the synonyms until we got the biggest words. So.
That's right.
Any other questions?
You can probably hear me without a mic. I'm interested in that theme, right? The theme of change. And so how, like for some of you, anybody who wants to respond, what do you think has been your biggest change in high school? Like what transformation have you gone through? If you're comfortable sharing it, you don't have to.
Has anybody gone through a transformation?
I definitely learned to become more social. Like freshman year, I wasn't in any clubs, no sports, nothing. I just got by, and now I'm talking to everyone. If I was a freshman, I would not be doing this right now.
I'll give the mic to somebody else.
Hi. Hello. My story is similar to that. When I was a freshman, a little baby freshman, I was very quiet and I was very uncomfortable all the time. But then I joined tech crew in here, and I worked in here, and that really led to a new chapter in my life, and it really helped me grow as a designer and as a person. Because before I joined tech crew, I wanted to be an illustrator, and then I joined tech crew, and I was like, wow, I don't want to do that. It doesn't sound fun at all anymore. And now I'm going to college for it. Yay!
New skills? Anybody?
Yeah, what new skills?
Down there?
You researched.
I learned to dance.
So as a freshman, I would have said I pretty much hung out with like a small group of people and just stayed in my little area, but I think as I've grown older, I've gotten more comfortable and just expanded my group of friends and who I'm involved with, and just become more me.
Aren't you glad you got to hear her voice? Anyone else? Questions? Don't be shy.
Some people it's the wrong question.
Ask us what our favorite colors are.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, did you guys kind of see that the more things change, the more they stay the same, or that there's some similarities in how you could imagine students in the 1980s and not that dissimilar from yourselves? And how did that feel to you to kind of see what a classroom maybe was like back then and how it is now? Did you see that it changed very much or not really?
Let's have one of the dramaturgs take this. What do you think?
I think generally, like, it stays the same because people have, I feel like people like trends come and go, but people generally stay the same. So I think like the whole thing, like the different types of people you saw on stage, I think you generally see in school today. But obviously, I'm not wearing that. But, yeah.
Yeah, other than some questionable fashion choices. It's pretty much the same.
Oh, I was just saying that with the change between the early and late 80s to now, I think it's really the same except the dressing, because obviously it's a little different and more bold back then. But I think it's good for us to realize what the past was, like realizing what everybody went through in the past and like the lingo and everything, and adapting it, because then it broadens your horizons and using different terms.
And I think it's good to think about how these problems we're having, like we're nervous to go to college, and we're nervous to like go in the real world and get a job and get a house and stuff. Like that's all stuff people have done. Like people have done that. It's not like it's like you can deal with it. Tons of people did it and they're fine. Like it's comforting.
What did you guys think about the costumes you wore today? Any thoughts?
They all the actors chose their own costumes.
Yeah.
They did that. They pulled this stuff out of their closets. I mean, really.
More like our parents' closet.
So I was Charlene, and I was supposed to be like a girly girl all about herself, and my costume kind of went the opposite way of what I was thinking. I figured I was going to be like in skirts and like Carrie Bradshaw from Sex and the City kind of dressed up, and I kind of turned into like an 80s video. But I loved it.
I'm not gonna lie, this was a really comfy outfit.
I basically just look for something colorful and ridiculous.
Well, you see, I was going through my dad's closet, found these pants, worked out pretty well, and then my boy Hans over here gave me this shirt the day of, so.
Brian, is your dad here?
He's not.
Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable. I mean, me, Thompson, and Brian, we all plan on going clubbing after this.
I know you guys like this.
I dressed as the character of Mr. Dilson. Mr. Dilson is a completely original character who just happens to look exactly like Mr. Wilson. And so I have the tan pants light blue polo combo, which is Mr. Wilson's classic style, and by coincidence is also Mr. Dilson's classic style.
Wait, do you have your wallet chain on?
No.
Oh, damn. Okay.
None of us dressed up.
Oh.
Yeah, we're all, we didn't dress up.
Good job, everyone.
Well, if there are no further questions, thank you all.
Summer going.
Oh, I didn't see you. I'm so sorry.
Emily, what's the painting of?
No.
It's a secret.
What did you want it to be?
No.
It's the Fruitlessness of Quiescence.
Yeah.
That's all
Whatever
hear
you
now.
think it is, that's what it is.
You wouldn't go inside Disneyland, would you?
Kind of.
Yeah, there's another question.
How did you decide on what music to use?
Jane, that was all you. Jane, that was all you. That was all you.
I just typed in Google, like, 80s popular music. A lot of it I already recognized, but it was pretty easy.
What about that dance? How'd you pick that?
Yeah, let's talk about the choreographed dance.
Well, I wanted to use a She's a Maniac
Microphone.
song. I wanted to use a Maniac song for the dance, but no one else did. So I got overruled. And then me and Jewel made up the dance. It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
And we just Googled 80s dance moves too.
It really was a collaborative effort. I mean, everybody here did something, you know, like Shuai Chi brought in his phone and his knowledge of technology when my computer just didn't want to do what we wanted it to do. And